One of the last things we did in class yesterday was to talk about some of the problems of philosophy to help us narrow down our definition of philosophy as being, the love or the pursuit of wisdom or knowledge based on the etymology. And we said the problems of philosophy fall, or I claimed, into three buckets. One having to do with reality, one having to do with knowledge, and one having to do with value. Now, let me just, I'd like you guys to think about this stuff a little bit because I think it's going to help you remember the kind of stuff that philosophers talk about. And when we were worried about reality, we said the branch that studies reality is metaphysics. We said within that branch there are two sub-branches, cosmology and ontology. And cosmology we'll hear about because the ancient Greeks still, in the subject of philosophy, talked about cosmology. We'll really stick to the problems of ontology, which are problems of what kinds, different kinds of things, basic kinds of things populate our universe. And we took a look at a couple of metaphysical problems in ontology that actually touch us today. And I want you guys to begin by thinking a little bit about the mind-body problem and write something down. And we talked about the mind-body problem. That is the mind the physical thing, or is there a soul? And think of it this way: is there a soul that lives on after we die? I'm going to put up a Discord. You will find at this point a discussion forum in which you're going to respond to a couple of the questions. I'm not asking you to write a dissertation on it. I'm not asking, but sit down and think about it a second. And what I am going to ask you to do is answer the question: do you think there's a soul or a mind that lives on or can live on after our bodies die? And if you think so, try to convince or give reasons that would convince somebody that you're right. Or if you think that that can't be the case, tell us why you think so. You need not, and it doesn't have to be long, but sit down. So sit down, think about it for a second, write a couple of questions, and write a couple of answers to the question in the discussion section, and then come back and we'll look at some other ones.